Monday, April 12th, 2004. 4 Italian contractors, providing private security within the Iraqi capital of Baghdad, are kidnapped by a fringe cell of local insurgents and held for ransom against the Italian government. And after executing one of the hostages on camera, the video sparked international outrage, creating a massive manhunt helmed by the United States' most Tier 1 units, Delta Force and SEAL Team 6. And after 58 days of refusing to surrender the hostages, Delta Force would swarm the compound of a Ramadi safe house and take them. And the entire ordeal was caught on camera. In 2004, Iraq was in a state of significant turmoil, marked by ongoing insurgency, political instability, and a continued U.S. military presence following the 2003 invasion, leading to countless attacks on U.S. and coalition forces, Iraqi security forces, and civilians, as terror cells and Saddam Hussein loyalists aimed to destabilize the country and drive out occupying forces. And by April of that year, the first Battle of Fallujah would take place, as Iraqi insurgents seized control of the city, and as the U.S. military responded with a major offensive to regain control, Operation Vigilant Resolve quickly turned into a massive escalation, leading to an increase in insurgency throughout the region, as U.S. forces attempted to stabilize Baghdad, Mosul, and the Sunni Triangle. And many coalition forces increased their number of troops deployed to the region in an effort to combat insurgency and strengthen global security, from the UK to Spain, Australia, Poland, and Italy, including mercenary and private security groups such as Presidium International Corporation, an Italian-based contracting group run by Paolo Simeone, a former Italian Marine and French legionnaire. His outfit was made up of Umberto Cupertino, Salvatore Stafio, Maurizio Aliana, and Fabrizio Catrocchi, a fellow paisano from Sicily who I'm probably related to because he's Catanese. The group was tasked with escorting and protecting employees of an American multinational company engaged in the reconstruction of the Iraqi bureaucratic apparatus. Quattrocchi, a former corporal major in the Italian infantry, led the team alongside Simeone as they entered Baghdad from the south. In southern Italy, a couple guys in flip-flops along the way. But everything would change as they reached Baghdad on April 12th, as the men were held up at gunpoint and kidnapped by a fringe group of locals who called themselves the Green Phalanges of Muhammad, not to be confused with the Seattle punk band the Green Phalanges of Muhammad. The GPOM, in an attempt to extort money from the Italian government, notified the media of the men's kidnappings. From then Italian Prime Minister Berlusconi refused to negotiate with terrorists, and a few days later, the hostage takers would force Quattrocchi to dig himself a grave on video. They then placed a hood over his head and addressed the Prime Minister, claiming that they would execute a hostage upon each refusal of their ransom or refusal to withdraw Italian troops from the region, beginning with Quattrocchi. Quattrocchi removed the hood off his head, stood up on 2 feet, and famously muttered the words, "I'll show you how an Italian dies." He was then shot and killed, infuriating Prime Minister Berlusconi, who ordered the immediate rescue of the remaining men and the heads of those responsible. But before we get into the action, a quick word from today's sponsor, Aura. Recently, AT&T revealed that over 73 million customer records, both existing and former customers, were released on the dark web. They then recommended that individuals impacted strengthen their passwords and even consider freezing their credit or requesting fraud alerts from credit bureaus. Nobody should have to download multiple apps just because a company failed to keep their information safe. With Aura, you don't have to. Aura does it all in one convenient place, giving you a peace of mind, knowing Aura is working around the clock to keep your information secure and out of the hands of data leaks and data brokers. And by automatically opting out of data broker lists, Aura has significantly reduced the number of robocalls that I receive, giving me a peace of mind and helping secure my information. But that's not all they do. Aura provides comprehensive protection that includes antivirus software, a VPN for secure browsing, secure password management, identity theft insurance, and even credit monitoring, all in one single app. You no longer need to manage multiple subscriptions to multiple apps on your phone. Aura consolidates everything you need into one convenient platform, saving you time, money, and storage. If you'd like to put an end to robocallers and protect your information, I highly recommend checking out Aura. And the best part is they're offering you guys a 2-week free trial. Simply go to aura.com/PopoMedic or click the link in the description and protect you and your family's information today. The video of Quattrocchi's death was delivered to the media and broadcasted by television stations all around the world. Prime Minister Berlusconi and U.S. Special Operations units commenced the search for leads on the whereabouts of the remaining captives. But as a Polish contractor was abducted in June, the job was handed off to Delta as time was of the essence. Delta Force and SEAL Team 6 initiated the groundwork necessary in locating the men, but it wouldn't come easy, as insurgency involving various militias and terrorist organizations such as Al-Qaeda and the Iran-backed Mahdi army oversaturated the intelligence network, leaving little intel of a fringe group operating in Baghdad, leaving Delta Force and Dev Crew with one option, and with little time, the teams hit safe house after safe house, raiding themselves to the top. One of the detainees from the series of raids provided Delta with the alleged whereabouts of the hostages. The agency confirmed the location's existence, identifying a large compound within Ramadi, and began monitoring the compound via UAV and SIGINT operations, tapping and tracking the kidnappers' phones. DevGru teams on the ground conducted close reconnaissance on the area, gathering intel on the building's layout and pattern of life of those inside. And on June 8th, Operation Objective Medford was a go, as the agency successfully pinpointed the exact location of the 4 hostages within, and within minutes, the operators loaded out and departed on 4 Blackhawks in broad daylight. Inside the compound, the 4 hostages heard the helicopters as they came in overhead. The Blackhawks came in low and fast, flaring up at the last moment in order to come to a halt and allow the Delta operators to leap out. Seconds later, the team was inside, clearing the rooms and taking down the kidnappers, who offered no resistance and were rapidly restrained. The hostages were found alive in a dark, dusty room, 17 seconds from the time Delta leaped off the birds. While recovering the hostages, Delta operator Jamie Caldwell jokingly quoted the movie Navy SEALs.
"We're a SEAL team. We're here to get you out."
I believe you.
Once the building was secured, 2 additional PC Bird Blackhawks on standby landed among the grounds of the compound to provide extraction for the hostages. All 7 hostage takers were captured and transported back to base. The raid marked the first Delta hostage rescue mission in Iraq since the beginning of the invasion. Following the raid, the group responsible for the kidnappings, the Green Phalanges of Muhammad, were never heard of again. On March 20th of 2006, Quattrocchi was posthumously honored by Italian Prime Minister Carlo Ciampi with the Gold Medal for Civil Valor for his fierce defiance toward his captors, reinvigorating Italian pride. Delta Force operator Jamie Caldwell has since retired and found a new career as a professional bass fisherman, and runs a tactical rifle and pistol training company, 1 Minute Out. There's a good read on Caldwell on Coffee or Die, and a great podcast episode as well on the Black Rifle Coffee podcast.
So let's talk about 1 Minute Out, right? So what is that?
So that 1 Minute Out is my company that I started a couple years ago. It's live like that all the time. So not only, most of us just at points, you're sort of moping through life and, oh yeah, I got this to do or that to do. But when you're 1 minute out from that task, and even as civilians, whether it's you're going in to give a briefing to, the board of directors, when you're 1 minute out, you're done. Like, you're prepped, you're ready. You are like firing, you've memorized that presentation, you're ready to go nail it. So live like that all the time.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button. There's a lot more mini docs in the works, and you don't want to miss them. This one might have been a little shorter than usual, but that's only because I'm already working on the next video. You can stay up to date by checking me out over on Instagram as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.